So I had a realization today about a piece of data visualization that I've got in my house that I never really even thought about as a piece of data viz. And it's a surprisingly strong piece of data viz. And it's a strong piece of data viz that a lot of families make themselves and have been making for years and years and years. And it occurred to me that I've been making this for the last 11 years because this week my son turned 11 years old. And so happy birthday to him. It was very exciting, as birthdays always are. And we did our normal tradition, which is to put another line on this ruler that we have outside of his room. And we've been, measuring his height as he's been getting older and older and older. And we put the 11th line on there. As we were drawing it on to this ruler, that's when it dawned on me. I was like, well, this is a data viz in progress. It's a work in progress, but it also tells a remarkably strong data story. And it's a unique data story to whatever family is making one of these. And, they're cliche and they're in movies all the time. And you don't really think about it too much, but how powerful of a story is that? That when you're doing those marks, whether it's in a door frame or on a custom ruler, we have this giant custom ruler that we've been tracking as he's been growing up, but it's telling such a powerful story. And of the ups, of the downs, of the good times, the bad times, of the birthdays, and just the time that we've spent with our children and with someone who, or more than we only have one child, that's our son. But, if you're tracking more than one kid, it's this record, this abstract record of your lives together. And it's incredibly powerful. And I had this moment where I realized it may be the only data visualization that's ever made me cry. Being a little vulnerable with you there, but it certainly has. I've had moments where I've gotten a little weepy looking at it, thinking, God, how much time has gone by? Look how much bigger he is. And I don't know, that viz that we've been making as a family might be the most data viz dad type viz that I've ever made or ever will make. And I just thought I'd share that, and if you're a parent or if you're a child who has their record of growth tracked on a ruler or on a door frame, you were part of something really special. You were part of this act of data storytelling. I think there's something really strong there too about data story. What makes a story really strong is the human element. Humans tell stories, and it's about the people who are impacted by something. When you're tracking a life in that way, you inevitably are telling a one-of-a-kind story about a person or about a family or about events. And so, I don't know, I just had this moment where I was like, this is a very strong data story, and we didn't even think about it that way. It was more like, hey, he's getting older, let's do that thing and put the marks on the wall or on the ruler. And it's a story that gets stronger and more powerful with every year that goes by. I just thought I would share that realization. Quite frankly, I think the most powerful data story I've ever told was one about my son. And I think, and we're still telling it. At some point, he'll move out and we won't be making any more marks. And so maybe that's when that particular part of that story ends. And that's usually, I think, when it ends for people. And there's something bittersweet about that. That's very special. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.